Today I want to show you some ways that you can read search result listings. Now, we'll be using Google, but a lot of this will transfer over to other search engines. The other thing you do want to be made aware of is the fact that search engine results are very personalized. So, for example, if you are interested in nutrition and baking and things like that, and you were to search for apple, you would find more information about the fruit, where if the person sitting next to you, maybe they're more of a technology person, they might be getting more results for example, iPads and iPhones and other products in the Apple company compared to Apple the fruit. So let's just look at some information. I'm in an incognito window. That way it's as basically as blank slate as you can get. And let's show you some things that can help you learn about how to read these search results. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look up pizza places. And I'm going to choose, notice one of the suggested items, pizza places near me. Even though I don't have location turned on, it's able to kind of figure some stuff out based upon what host I'm coming from through my internet provider and things like that. So it's made some information, and because I asked for something near me, it's bringing up a map so it can show things approximately in this location. Now, how close is it to me? This is just a guess. Usually it's within a few miles, but you never know. So you'll notice that it comes up, and our first thing is a map location, and it's going to show the top 3 places. Now, how it picks those top 3 places is kind of a mystery. There's a lot of different variables, everything from the review ranking that's in there. Did its name have pizza associated with it? How close was it accordingly to where it thinks I'm physically located? Those types of things. So there's going to be a lot of different information that's going to rank this. But the first thing you're going to notice is that big map and notice the locations. If I scroll down, here becomes the normal search information you can find. So an article on TripAdvisor and Yelp and other things like that. So it's going to now be going into its regular search results. So this is what a lot of times people think of when they think of search results, but there can be additional things like the map suggestion. Now I'm going to choose rental cars as an option. Notice that the rental car, it does bring up the first 3. At least the only things I see are going to be ads. Historically, they had a different background color. Google got rid of those, and a lot of people were upset about that because it now looks like a regular search listing. So they do have a little word ad at the top, but you can see what you're looking for, and then it's going to bring up some information. Notice once again, because a rental car is generally something that you need close by, it's going to bring up a map. So if you don't tell it, it's going to assume in your general location, because there's not as many rental cars in our area, the map is showing a bigger area. If I were to be traveling and I could say rental cars in San Francisco, then the map and location would highlight that area. After it gets past the ads, after it gets past the maps, which is its own little thing, now we're going to be taken to our regular search results. You will often notice that some of the top search results are going to be the same as your ads. This is the way a company can kind of make sure it's going to be in the top of the search results. And you see their name multiple times, so it gives a little bit more of an inclination that you're going to click on them, either through a regular search listing or through an ad. If you scroll down, you'll find that there's approximately 10 items on this list. After that, you can go to different pages. You can also find at the bottom related search results. So these are other things that people have searched for. Always good to have. Notice that Google, in this particular search vertical, that's the narrow type of search people are looking for, has an ad at the bottom. On certain search results, depending upon how the website is created and how they have put in their metadata and other types of data, you'll bring in additional pieces of information. Now, Google does not have to display this. They publicly state so, but they occasionally will. This car company's search result has ratings listed as part of it, as well as what some typical rental prices would be. If we do a chocolate chip cookie recipe, we're going to see something a little bit different. Now, because we put in recipes, Google has a special little search thing, and whenever it sees that you're talking about recipes, it's going to bring up just recipe information at the top. These are like a sub-search type of thing before you get to the search results. These are things that Google's presenting for you. And notice it's going to bring in lots of information. For example, about how long it's going to take to cook, ratings based upon what people have put in there, etc. Because the top search results are all using the same metadata, you'll notice that it has a lot of that same information brought there for you. Now, if I bring up something, for example, like savings account, you'll notice off to my right-hand side that Google is going to provide something that it thinks might be helpful. A lot of times it pulls this information from Wikipedia, but not always. This is helpful and used a lot of times if you're getting like a definition of what is something. Google has gone out and they have scoured the internet. They have tried to pick out what this information is, and they're going to provide it. If you need more information, you can click on the Wikipedia button, and it will take you to that article. However, Wikipedia, for one, as well as some other companies, have mentioned a huge drop in people visiting their sites because of this feature. So this is a feature that keeps you on Google's page and has some ethical correlations to this. Is this a good thing or not? Something, outside this scope, but something to think about. Because you're potentially asking a question, you'll see this little box. People also ask, and it gives you some related questions. Based upon this, it's going to bring up a similar type of information as you found. Now, it's a little bit smaller usually, which is going to encourage you to go to that link, but it is providing some quick feedback for you to make you a little bit more efficient with how you work. If you pull up a person or a movie or TV show, a lot of times what you will find is on the right-hand side, once again, you'll have something separate. But this is going to provide information about that movie or the character, whatever. In this case, because it's dealing with a movie, Captain America: The First Avenger, notice it's going to try to sell you the ability to watch it on YouTube. And so a lot of people have kind of complained that Google is feeding their own company. YouTube is owned by Google, and so they're trying to keep you on that. This is true whether you're using the maps, whether they're using YouTube or other things. So this is something that kind of needs to be watched out for. If you look through a lot of information in Google and news, especially, but the European Union a lot is interested in the privacy aspects and the cross-promotion aspects, asking, is this fair to other companies, especially since Google owns such a huge portion of the search engine world. So the idea is that it makes it easy for you as a consumer of information, a user of the Google search engine, but is that truly fair? Questions to be asked more in a computer ethics type of course once again, but just to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect. With this, you'll notice that you find images on the upper right hand side. And if you click on these images, you'll notice that it comes up with an image type of search. This is the same as if you had gone and clicked on the images underneath the search bar. Likewise, if you click on news, You have information about what news will be involved about this particular search term. And this is going to be only using things, for example, coming from certified news resources. So this isn't necessarily going to be from a fan type of site. This is going to be from someplace that is like a printed news agency or an online news agency. There are rules involved with how you have to get into the news specific search. Depending upon what you have, depends upon what's going to come up underneath that search narrowing tool. This basically lets you filter. So do I want to look for images, news, videos? If I click shopping, it's going to take me to where I can purchase Captain America memorabilia and other types of things like that. So all this information is here. Now, some things are not going to appear based upon the search, or when I click on a search item, notice that the top changes. So we used to have videos and news, now that's gone. Sometimes they will be listed under more, sometimes they will not. So this is all very dependent upon what you're searching for, but it gives you some good places to go look. Now, if you're curious and you want to make sure some stuff is eliminated, you can go to your search settings. And underneath that, you have a general search settings. You have the ability to turn on or off safe search, which is going to prevent certain sites from appearing. You can choose your default language. By default, it will use the language that your browser is currently set to. And then the search settings, you see a little bit more detailed information, such as, for example, do you want to be able to speak answers into voice search? How many results do you want to have, etc. So those are some ways to get a little bit different feedback with your search results as well. Hopefully that helps in both reading and understanding how to modify and get your search results.